Liam Dunn has responded to last weekend's loss in Limerick by making significant changes to his team. Owen Moore and Sean Murphy are picked to play in the half-back line, with Podge Doran coming in from the outset at number 15. And two late changes see Andrew Kenny and Liam McGovern now restored. Clare boss Davy Fitzgerald had injury worries about John Conlon, Derek Conan and Colm Galvin following last weekend's win over Offaly. As it happens, only Conlon is able to start. Jack Brown starts at wing back, Gerard O'Connell plays wing forward, with Aaron Shanaher getting a start among the forwards. And it is Wexford who won the toss, and they opt to play with the wind at their backs for the opening 35 minutes of this match, a vital game for them. Once again they work it up into the corner here. Conor McGrath having a look, and that shot is over the bar, and it's Clare's first point to come from general play in this match, and it's scored by Conor McGrath. Conlon takes off, takes the shoulder of Nolan, hits it, and that ball is over the bar. And Clare are pretty much doing as they will here in Wexford Park, and John Conlon gets among the scorers. The breeze is a real spoil sport here this afternoon. One back by Harry Keogh. They need to show a little bit of fire, Wexford. There's only another 7 minutes or so remaining in the opening half. They're 3 behind. Owen Moore hits it, and Owen Moore needs to put this one over the bar and succeeds in doing so. Well, that's one back at least, and that's the kind of fight and determination this team has got to show. Conor Ryan feeding it in as far as David Reedy. Back once again towards Conor McGrath, and in the end the referee, I think, has decided that that one was thrown. In fact, he took too many steps anyway. Harry Keogh hitting it. He's hit it well, but not with the direction he wanted, and that's another player down injured. It looks to me like it's Podge Doran, and it gets very heated. Andrew Shore in the middle of all of that. There was a Wexford player down injured. I think it was Podge Doran just a moment ago. Well, he was on the ground already by the time the ball was in, and the end result of all of that is going to be a penalty. So for the foul on Podge Doran by Cian Dillon, the referee has given a penalty to Wexford, and it looks like it's going to be one goalkeeper against another. This is one Wexford need, and they get it. An expertly taken penalty by Mark Fanning after 33 minutes, and suddenly there's a great big roar of approval from the Wexford fans, and they lead in this match close to the break by 1-6 to 7 points. Aidan Nolan takes it out, feeds it forward here from McGovern as far as Andrew Shore, and that one has dropped nicely over the bar. They didn't score from a free opportunity a little while ago for Harry Keogh, but they have got one from play here now from Andrew Shore. That's a good score. It's now Clare's turn to wake up and begin to get a few scores and make this game a little bit more uncomfortable for Wexford. Back out as far as McGrath, driven forward once again here, and that ball has ended up over the bar. Good point there by Jack Brown. Bobby Duggan. Duggan decides, let's have a go from a huge distance. The camera follows it, and Duggan's shot's gone over the bar. Bobby Duggan, the substitute, has come on. He's tied it up here. It is Wexford 110, Clare 13 points, with Bobby Duggan's first point of the match with 8 minutes to go. Bobby Duggan trying to give it back to a colleague in a Clare jersey. It's a 50-50 tussle there. McInerney got enough on it. Back towards Conor Cleary. Knocked forward once again. Huge one, big distance out. The umpires look at it, and that one has gone over the bar. And Clare have drawn level once again. Huge long-range effort by Jack Brown inside his own 65-metre line. 111 to 14 points. Now can he feed it forward towards David Dunn? Not if Paul Flanagan at his way. And Flanagan spoons it forward to a colleague here. On as far as Colin Ryan. Back towards Flanagan once again it comes. In then came Foley to try and put in a challenge, but it's Clare who are advancing. Wonderful coordination, and that deserved a point, and that gets a point, and it's Colin Ryan who's hit his 9th. Oh, that is beautiful synchronised play on the part of Clare at a stage in the game when they showed maturity and calmness and deadly finish. Once again, it's Clare's David Reedy coming forward here beyond Paddy Foley. They can't catch up with him. Shortens the grip on the stick, leaves it short as well, and it's an easy one there for Mark Fanning to hit out. He's given it to Bobby Duggan, and Duggan plants it over the bar, and now Clare look to be in an insurmountable position. Davy Fitzgerald and Donald O'Cusack have done a very good job here this afternoon, and Clare have emerged victorious by 4 points. Final score at Innovate Wexford Park. It's Clare 18 points, Wexford 1 goal and 11.
Yeah, it's an encouraging February for Clare. Wexford left to reassess the situation after another setback. Think about it is, from a Clare point of view, Brendan, Wexford Park hasn't been a happy hunting ground in recent times, so obviously they'd be well pleased with that.
They will, yeah. I mean, Wexford are coming off as a defeat last weekend, and obviously Liam Dunn is looking for reaction. And the weather the way it was, down to the wind, you know, the cold, the rain, the whole lot going with it. So they had a real struggle on their hands, and Podge Doran was extremely strong. Andrew Shore, both of them led the line very well for Wexford. But the telling part was, down the home straight, Clare won it 8 points to 1. You know, and it's just that battling performance to get over. But you're right, it's a huge win for Clare coming out of it. And Davey would learn that little bit more again about his troops.
It's one of those games that whoever lost it would have themselves a bit of difficulty with. Clare obviously getting the win again, but from a Wexford point of view, it's not.
It was a must-win in terms of promotion, Michael, and they're gone from the promotion now virtually, except freak things happen. But they'd still make the quarterfinals if they win the remaining games. But from Clare's point of view, they had to go there and get the result. You said it wasn't happy, you're right, because the results haven't been great down there. Went out of the 2-14 All-Ireland down there. So there was a bit of pressure on to get the result, and they finished very strong. Yeah. I mean, they didn't really get ahead until 5 minutes to go, but they really hit the finish line very strong, and they'll be just happy coming home in the bus. It's all teed up for the 20th of March against Limerick in Ennis now to see who'll come out of the group. Yeah.
Aspects of Clare's play, Brendan, they have a lovely bringing us up.
Yeah, I mean, they have a forward line really that can do it either way. You know, I mean, John Conlon, if you want to go route one, John Conlon and Peter Duggan didn't play today, but he's a guy who can stand the other wing, win primary possession. This is against the wind, you know. I mean, it really gives a great fill-up for his colleagues. Conor McGrath was the same way in that first half, sniping, getting points. And then obviously we have the normal Clare style of play where we tip-tap around the place and eventually find a bit of space. Patience on the ball, good hand passing, good striking, everybody moving at the same time, and eventually David Reedy gets on the end of it, plant his 2 feet and pop it over the bar. I think looking forward into the summer, we'll probably have to look at Clare. If they're going to win Munster or get to All-Ireland success, it's goals is what they're going to need. Now they 2 inside in the full forward line. This is with a hurricane now. You had Shane O'Donnell and John Conlon, loads of space inside, but you want your attacking players then from midfield to be bursting into that space. Unfortunately, the cavalry were slow to arrive. Shane O'Donnell, when he got possession, turned in, came into a blind alley, and John Conlon hit the ball wide. We can see the Clare forwards coming in the background there, but they will have to support play faster. We see Wicklow Kenny, we see Tipperary, and they're flowing, and that will get them goals. But it's something they can work on, but it's definitely in the tank for them.
Oh, for sure. All right, let's catch up on other events in Division 1B this weekend. Now, Kerry.
Offaly and Laois were hoping to collect their first league points of this season's league campaign in O'Connor Park in Tullamore, after both sides had suffered defeats to Clare and Kerry respectively. It was the home side that started the better with a point of free from Shane Dooley, and this point from Joey O'Connor to go 2 points to no score in front after 5 minutes. But the visitors responded and took the lead by the 13th minute, with PJ Scully hitting over 2 frees and Ross King adding to that tally with this effort. The faithful regained the lead by the 20th minute with 3 consecutive points, including this one from a tight angle from their team captain, Colin Regan. But in the first half that ebbed and flowed, Laois cut the margin to 1, with Stephen Maher keeping the scoreboard ticking over. But 4 further points from Shane Dooley put the home side into a 4-point lead, approaching the half-time whistle. And they actually led by 3 at the break, Offaly 9 points, Laois 6. Offaly then had a wonderful goal chance in the 39th minute, only for Shane Dooley to flick the ball over the bar close in. It stretched their lead though to 10 points to 8. Playing with the wind at their backs in the second half, Laois levelled up matters by the 41st minute through points from PJ Scully and this one from Stephen Maher. Offaly were then reduced to 14 players when Joey O'Connor got his marching orders from Carlow referee Paul O'Dwyer. But this only seemed to spur on the faithful as they outscored Laois by 4 points to 1 over the following 10 minutes, with Shane Dooley getting 3, including this effort, to make it 14 points to 11. Laois's Brian O'Mara managed to cut the deficit to 2. But that was as close as Laois would get, as Offaly upped their game and wrapped up matters with this well-finished goal from their substitute, Liam Langton. Two league points in the bag for Offaly, who can now look forward to a meeting with Limerick in 2 weeks' time. Full-time score, Offaly 117, Laois 15 points.
It was difficult underfoot there, but I thought the lads battled hard, particularly when we had the man sent off, which we felt a little bit harsh at the time, but their backs were to the wall and thankfully they responded today.
Everybody was disappointed last Sunday, I suppose, with the lack of fight really showing, and I think we turned that around today. But we're still disappointed. Second half, we had a bit of a breeze behind us, and maybe for half the second half there we had an extra man, and we just didn't make best use of that.
Could Kerry build on the surprise opening weekend win over Laois? The conditions favoured Limerick in the first half, but Kerry started brightly. Michael O'Leary pointed in the 6th minute. Limerick responded well and scored 3 unanswered points. This long-range effort came from minor and under-21 star Barry Nash. Limerick gradually built up a lead with points from Cian Lynch and 2 from David Reedy, a constant threat from distance at half-forward in the first half. A well-worked goal from Declan Hannon put some real daylight between the two teams. Kerry goals from a free that hung in the air against the breeze. The final touch came from full forward Mikey Boyle. Limerick held an 11-point lead at the break, 116 to 1-5. Kerry hit the ground running in the second half. John Egan's score was one of 3 unanswered points in 6 minutes. The Kerry bench played its part. Philip Lucid scored from distance. Shawnee Tobin struck Limerick's only point from play in the second half to stem the Kerry flow. Kerry clawed back the deficit to 4 points. The final score came from Patrick Kelly. For Limerick, the hard work had been done in the first half. It's 2 wins from 2 for the Division 1B leaders. Limerick 119 to 115 winners.
Look, a win is about the best thing I can say. Conditions very hard, breeze exceptionally strong in the second half. We put ourselves in a decent position at half time, but overall for me, not a brilliant Limerick performance. Some of our decision making and maybe some of our upfront play in the second half kind of left a lot to be desired, and we kind of left Kerry dictated. So overall for me, not a great performance.
Yeah, I was extremely proud of their performance today, and I suppose only for the few mistakes we made in the first half, which probably cost them, I suppose, about a goal and 4 or 5 points. Only for that there could have been another shock on the cards. But overall, I was actually thrilled at the heart, thrilled with their work rate for the whole hour.
Well, the pictures weren't great, I'm afraid, from Clare.